Godzilla vs. Kong is directed by Adam Wingard, and this is a film that I was looking forward to for so long. Because since they introduced him in the MonsterVerse, King Kong with Kong Skull Island, which I haven't seen, I heard it was okay, but ever since that, and ever since the end of King of the Monsters, Godzilla King of the Monsters, where they show a cave painting of a Godzilla and a King Kong fighting, I was looking forward to seeing King Kong and Godzilla beat the everlasting shit out of each other. And I got that in this film. I got to see cool action scenes that I really enjoyed. I was cheering. I was going, oh my god, that was awesome. I was jumping in my seat from excitement. It was awesome. But the rest of the movie is, at most, serviceable. And that's disappointing. Because in Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters, you get a lot of cool human interactions with the monsters. They feel more involved with the plot. And they have their own character arcs and they have their own personalities. And I like the human characters in Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters. I don't in this film. The only character that I liked, the human character that I liked, was a little girl who communicates with King Kong with sign language and stuff. She was really good. She's deaf and she doesn't speak in the film. But she pulls off the most powerful and best performance in the entirety of the MonsterVerse so far. That little girl is going to have a bright future probably in acting because through her facial expressions, you can really feel the sorrow she feels for King Kong at certain scenes in the film. And I'm going to spoil the film because I don't think anyone cares about, the film being spoiled. I think everyone knows that Mechagodzilla is going to come in and fight King Kong and Godzilla, and the two are going to have to team up because they're too chicken to kill off one or the other. And that's really the biggest spoil. Mechagodzilla's there. But it doesn't really matter because he's only there for like the last 10 minutes of the movie. He's not there for a reason. He's there so King Kong and Godzilla can team up, join forces, and not kill each other. That's it. But the way they introduce Mechagodzilla is stupid. The beginning of the film starts with Godzilla destroying this company called Apex, which is creating a Mechagodzilla to fight Godzilla. And later throughout the film, they go, Mechagodzilla, he's bad. And Godzilla is trying to stop it. Godzilla knows they're trying to make Mechagodzilla, and I go, why? How does Godzilla know they're doing that? Did the theorist guy go and tell him? There's a theorist character in this film called Bernie, and a lot of time is dedicated to a trio of characters: Millie Bobby Brown's character Madison, this guy named Josh, and Bernie. And they serve absolutely no purpose in the film. Their only purpose in the film is to introduce us to Mechagodzilla, to call him Mechagodzilla in the dumbest way possible. Bernie goes, it's a robot Godzilla. And then Josh goes, no, it's a Mecha Godzilla. I wanted to flip the screen off so bad. I've had a lot of those moments in this year with the movies. And I think that was one of the biggest ones that really just made me really furious. You had to do that. You didn't just call him Mecha Godzilla. You had to try to, do some stupid line with it. I don't know. It's stupid. And the only purpose they have besides that is to try and short circuit Mechagodzilla so that King Kong can come in and stop them. Because like, oh, he's connected to one of the satellites. So as long as I can hack into this program, we can stop Mechagodzilla. But the kid doesn't know what he's doing, and they get locked out. And then this Bernie character, he has a flask on him, and he says, my wife died, and this is going to be my last drink, before I die. And he carries it on him. And that could be powerful, that could be cool, but they don't develop that at all. They just introduce it, and they don't even say how the wife died. It's not even implied that she died in a Godzilla or a monster incident. It's just that. Or she could have died in a government experiment, and that's why he wants to take down the government theories or whatever. I don't know. They don't develop it at all. And you're supposed to feel sad and sorry, but you don't because it's not that well introduced. And so the kid takes a flask and pours it all over the computer, and it stops Mechagodzilla for like 2 seconds, and then King Kong just comes in and fights anyways, which King Kong would have came in to fight anyways too. It was dumb. You could have taken Millie Bobby Brown, Josh, and Bernie. You could have taken them out of the film and would not change a single thing. And Millie Bobby Brown's character was a lot better in King of the Monsters than here. In this film, she's just like, I'm a badass and I'm going to do this and you can't stop me. Like, where did this come from? Why is she so invested in all this stuff? Why is she a badass all of a sudden? I mean, it was believable in the other film because her mom in the other film, King of the Monsters, was doing some bad stuff and she wanted to stop it. Here she's just like, I'm gonna follow this conspiracy theorist guy and we're gonna sneak into government facilities even though I'm like 12. It's stupid. Take it out of the film. It would not change a single thing. It would make it better, but it would also make it shorter. This film is an hour and 53 minutes long. I tweeted about this a while back and I said, why is Godzilla versus Kong not over 2 hours long? Because you're going to introduce Mecha Godzilla, which I hoped would have been a bigger plot point, and there's the possibility of Mecha Ghidorah, because in the last film, King Kong rips off one of the heads of Ghidorah, and then you see it sold on the black market to like the bad guys in that film or something at the end of the film. And I thought, wow, they're going to introduce Mecha Ghidorah. That'll be so cool, because Ghidorah is the most infamous, the most famous, and the most powerful of Godzilla villains. It's cool. But they don't do anything with it. They get the skeleton of it, and they use it to like link it to Mecha Godzilla. For some reason, I don't remember. I don't think they really explained it. I mean, it sort of reminds me of Transformers Age of Extinction, where they use Megatron's head from Dark of the Moon so they can like build all the Transformers off of it, and then they turn evil because Megatron's not really dead. They could have at least used that and say, oh, Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla is actually King Ghidorah now, and he wants to beat the everlasting shit out of Godzilla for killing him. They could have done that at least, or you know, with Godzilla being made of metal, or Mecha Godzilla being made of metal or whatever, you could have at least have him, you know, transform himself or something into Mecha Ghidorah. And I'm just gonna say this: the Mecha Godzilla looks dumb in this film. I mean, the CG looks really amazing on him, and the design of him with all the different parts to him, how his he doesn't have the fins like Godzilla has, but in his back he has like a bunch of spikes on him like Bowser or something. And they do a lot of cool things, like they can propel him forward with like these jetpacks or whatever, and he uses them on his body a lot to beat Godzilla up, and it's really cool. All the fight stuff and all the CG stuff is really cool, but the design looks really stupid. He looks like a Bionicle from a Bionicle movie. I laughed when I first saw him. I went, no, that's not real. This isn't real. People actually agreed to let this happen. The Mecha Godzillas look so much cooler from before. The Mecha Godzilla from Ready Player One looks cool. It looks better than this, but I don't think they wanted to use it because it would have been lazy. Oh, they just took it from Ready Player One. It just looks dumb, and that's it. He serves no purpose to the film, I mean. He's there so the two, Godzilla and King Kong, can't kill each other. And I think everyone predicted this was going to happen because it's two big characters fighting each other. They didn't kill each other in Civil War, Captain America Civil War. They didn't kill each other in Batman v Superman, but Doomsday killed Superman. And Godzilla and King Kong couldn't kill each other in here, even though Godzilla basically killed King Kong. But the human characters that were, you know, following King Kong the entire time, they had this ship that had like an anti-gravity thing on it so they can go into Hollow Earth. So the bad guys can take energy from Hollow Earth to charge Mechagodzilla. And they somehow were able to recreate energy based off of a scan or something, even though it would have been better if they just took the piece that the robot took from Hollow Earth and took it back up. That could have been a lot more believable than just recreating energy. I don't know how that works. It was dumb, and I really laughed my ass off because of how stupid it was. So Godzilla beat King Kong, and King Kong's just lying on the ground, and then Mechagodzilla comes in to fight Godzilla, and then the humans go, oh my god, we need King Kong to fight because Godzilla's getting the shit beat out of him. So they have this ship that they go to Hollow Earth in, and they go, oh my god, we can, you know, supercharge the ship with the anti-gravity thing, and we're gonna, you know, give King Kong, you know, a shock in the heart so he can live and then fight. So they do that. So Godzilla won. I wanted Godzilla to win. But, yeah, that's that. Another human thing that happened that didn't need to happen. And there really is no reason because one should have lived, one should have died, and Mechagodzilla serves no purpose to the film. It sounds like I'm dogging the film, and that's because I am, but I'm not saying I didn't have a good time with this movie because all the stuff involving King Kong and Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, all of that stuff, all of them fighting, is spectacular. I was cheering, I was jumping in my seat, I was laughing, I was like, wow, this is actually happening. This is so cool. But all the human stuff is really stupid. Except for the little girl who communicates with King Kong. She was the best human part of this film. And the way the film kind of starts out, its plot is really stupid because these scientist people who run Apex, which is this company that creates Mechagodzilla, they go, hey, other scientists at his college or whatever, I like your theory on Hollow Earth. They say that the monsters came from there originally, so let's go get King Kong there. They didn't need King Kong to go to Hollow Earth. They could have just gone on their own to get this energy. Why do they need King Kong to go? The bad guys could have done this all by themselves or something. I don't know. I don't get it. But they do it so they can get King Kong to go there so he can get the axe so that he could fight Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense when you think about it. But no one really wants to go into this film expecting that. I do, however. I want to see a cohesive plot that makes sense. Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters make sense. This film doesn't make sense. And something that disappointed me about this film, which I do find this film disappointing, even though I loved all the monster stuff, was that there really isn't any themes or anything to take away from this film. I think this is just a cool video game cutscene to watch. The rest of the other films, they at least have themes about the monsters and humans and their place in the world, and that stuff's cool. There's nothing about this film that resembles any of that. And a lot of people, and I've been seeing comments and people posting and stuff saying that this is the best film in the MonsterVerse. I think that'll go to either King of the Monsters or Godzilla. I haven't seen Kong Skull Island, but I would rank this the lowest. Because it's just... I think people are just praising this film just because King Kong and Godzilla are fighting and it looks cool. And it's epic. But the rest of the human stuff is dumb. I don't get how King of the Monsters scored bad on Rotten Tomatoes and this film scored very high. Even though I don't care about other critics' opinions because, they're dumb. This film isn't really all that deserving of all the praise because it doesn't feel like a piece of art. I mean, I know it's dumb to call Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters art, but I think that's more art than this film. I expected more from this film. That's all I wanted to say. At the end of the film, I just went, that was okay. That monster stuff was amazing, but everything else was dumb. And also, the whole idea of the Hollow Earth doesn't make sense, and it takes away from the film a lot because they only need to go to Hollow Earth so they can get this energy source to recreate Mechagodzilla. They could have just had the whole thing on Skull Island, where King Kong comes from, or they could have just had the entrance to Hollow Earth on Skull Island, where King Kong never has gone to, maybe. Because the only reason why they have to go to Antarctica to do it is because they needed to have Godzilla and King Kong fight in the ocean, which was awesome. That whole scene was really cool to watch, and I was laughing, and I was cheering. But they just needed an excuse for an action scene at that specific location, and they needed to get him to Antarctica for that reason. And Hollow Earth, it looks cool, but it's bright. It shouldn't be bright because there's no sun down there. Why does it look like it's daytime? What does nighttime look like? Like completely pitch black? Is there like a fake sun and a fake moon there? You could have at least said that there's like a hole in the ground and the core is shining its light through there or something. I don't know. This film is stupid. It just wanted to show Godzilla and King Kong fighting, and it does, but it's like there was no logic put into this film at all. But all in all, I really enjoyed this film for the action scenes. Everything else I didn't care about. I'm going to give Godzilla vs. Kong a C. Yeah, a C. I'm perfectly fine with giving this film a C. So, what did you think about Godzilla vs. Kong? Tell me what you thought about this film in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Did you think it was okay like I did? I found this film just a little disappointing. I expected a lot more from this film, especially with how long I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting an entire year, basically. But that's whatever. Godzilla vs. Kong. I'll watch it again for the action scenes, and that's it. So, alright, bye.